We're visiting here at the flagship of Tasca Automotive in Cranston, and you know, everybody thinks of Ford when they think of Tasca, but really if you go back in Tasca's history, you find the Lincoln brand. And Carl Tasca Jr., you've got some milestones to celebrate when it comes to Lincoln.
Absolutely, John. We're celebrating our 46th year as a Lincoln dealer. It started in Seekonk, Massachusetts. We were Tasca Lincoln Mercury.
Sure.
We're also celebrating the 15th anniversary of the grand opening of our flagship store here in Cranston, where we're shooting this wonderful spot.
And this is a beautiful showroom.
Thank you. The showroom is not even a year old yet. We reinvested in the Lincoln brand. We believe so much in it that we spent a good amount of money to give our customers the finest Lincoln showroom on the East Coast with all the sales and the service support. But we're also, speaking of milestones, we're celebrating our 35th year of the Tasca pre-trade program. That was my grandfather's short-term trade cycle. It was the first time a dealer offered a short-term leasing solution to a customer in a showroom. So we partnered with Half a Car, Eustace Wolfington, a great friend of our family, and Ford Credit to make that happen in '82. It's actually the month I was born, July of '82, so I'm as old as pre-trade, so I guess everyone knows I'm 35 now. And then finally, we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Lincoln Navigator, and we're gonna celebrate that in style. Lincoln is coming out with the all-new Navigator. We're probably gonna start seeing them around January, but for anyone who's driven an Escalade or any other large SUV, just make plans to buy a Lincoln, because it's going to be the most dominant vehicle, perhaps in the history of the class, John. So a lot of interesting things going on. We're very excited about the brand. We've been a Lincoln dealer for a very long time, through the highs and the lows. And I can tell you now, between the best-in-class product, the powertrains, the safety, the design, the investment we've made in facility, and we still have the same great team that we've had, you know, throughout the decades, it's probably the best time to come and look at Lincoln. You will not be disappointed.
Well, when I was a teenager, I had a friend who had a black Continental from the early '60s with the suicide doors, and that was amazing to drive around in. Those were the days.
No question. It's been a long time, I think, since an American manufacturer has made a cool luxury sedan, but the Continental really is outstanding. Outstanding styling. I mean, it has presence. It has gravitas when it pulls up to 400 horsepower, latest in twin turbo, direct injection technology, all-wheel drive, best-in-class interior, all the amenities, and for tens of thousands of dollars less than some of the competitors. And perhaps the greatest seal of approval, two of the most discerning car people I know, my Uncle Dave and my father, both drive Continentals, and they have yet to complain. They will eventually, because that's how they are. But they have yet to complain about the cars. It really is an outstanding vehicle. And once you drive it, you can appreciate the value. You look at the sticker price and you'll say, oh, it's not an inexpensive car. For what you get, perhaps it is.
And if that's a little too big, you've got the MKZ.
The MKZ offers a couple different things that make it very unique. It's a very versatile car. The entry-level one, which still comes with heated leather seats, sync, all-wheel drive, turbocharged engine, is less per month to lease or pre-trade than a Toyota Camry with cloth seats. Now, if you want to go upscale, the top-of-the-line Z comes with the same 400 horsepower engine as the Continental. So when you put 400 horsepower in a car that weighs significantly less, you get one of the better performing vehicles we sell in our whole company.
But you also have two crossovers that are terrific and big sellers.
When Lincoln wanted to have their renaissance, they invested in what people want, crossovers and SUVs. They came out with the redone MKX originally, best-in-class powertrain, best-in-class fuel economy, a lot of room, which is great. And then they went to the MKC, which is our best-selling Lincoln. Half of all the Lincolns we sell are MKCs. My mother-in-law.
This one right here behind you.
Yes, this vehicular masterpiece right here.
It is.
But this vehicle offers what I like to call best-in-class packaging. It's not the biggest, it's not the fastest, it's not the most fuel efficient, but it does everything so well that when you put it together, it's the best value by far. And when you look at this monthly payment, and I promised my father I wouldn't give payments on the television, but when you look at this vehicle, this costs less to lease than a Honda CR-V. And Lincoln leases include property tax. And one thing I will say, and this is something that you will not get anywhere else other than a Ford or a Lincoln dealer. When you lease a car, let's say when you lease a Honda, the payment doesn't include property tax. And depending on where you live, John, you get a bill. And if you live in Providence, I think it's $78 per thousand you pay in property tax. That's a lot of money on a $4,000 car.
On the value of the vehicle.
Exactly. $30,000 car, do the math, a lot of money. Lincoln and Ford, you pay off kind of a state average mix. So it's $12.50 per thousand. So you're paying less on this $40,000 Lincoln than you would on, let's say, a $20,000 Toyota. When you factor that in, you will literally, in the first 3 years of leasing a Lincoln, versus another import or another luxury car, you'll save $3,000 to $5,000.
But bottom line on the Lincoln brand, if people are in the market now for a luxury sedan or a luxury SUV crossover, they really should put Lincoln on their radar.
Absolutely. You have, I like to think, best-in-class styling. You have best-in-class powertrains. Lincoln doesn't make a slow car, which is kind of a cool thing to say in my family, because the first thing we say is the car needs more horsepower. You have what I like to think you have the best dealer in the state with the brand. You have a phenomenal facility. And I think there's some type of peace of mind to doing business with someone who's had the brand for 46 years. You know, if we weren't good at it, I think we'd know by now. Yeah. And we have a lot of because Lincoln is our most loyal brand. We retain about 90% of our customers.
So if you are interested in any of these beautiful Lincoln products, come down here to the Tasca flagship on Pontiac Avenue in Cranston, where?
You will be satisfied.
Said the man in the purple sport coat.